Ladies and gentlemen, this is Art of MMA Conversations. Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Mike Ginn. This week, I am joined by star of Cagefighter, also and a real life MMA fighter as well. I'm talking about Alex Montagnani. Alex, thanks for doing this. How are you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on, bro. I hope you're good as well, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's important to kind of stress and because so many people see you in like a movie or something like that and they don't think you're a real fighter, but you've been doing this for quite a while.
Yeah. I've been training in martial arts since like the age of 4, and fighting professionally since 2011. So yeah, I've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah, we'll talk about the movie in a second, but because obviously you want to promote that and get that out there for everybody.
Yeah.
But I noticed a couple things. You usually fight at welterweight and middleweight, or you just usually try to stick to welterweight? Because I saw like one of your last fight was with middleweight.
Yeah. So I was fighting at welterweight to start with, and then obviously through loads of injuries and stuff like that, I like would fluctuate. So if I came back from a injury, I'd usually fight then at like middleweight to kind of get used to the cut.
Yeah, make that
And
weight
then,
cut easier.
yeah, make it a bit easier, and then go back down to welter. But now, now I've had too many injuries. I'm getting too old. So
Shit.
now I'm just
You're
gonna
not
stay.
old yet.
No, I'm only joking.
I got like a decade on you. I don't want to hear that old talk yet.
When I get older, I'll say that. But yeah, now I'm just gonna fight at light heavy, and the lowest I'll probably go now is middleweight because I
It's kind of
naturally
like life imitating art, because in the movie you go from light heavy and then you go all the way up to heavyweight.
Yeah, that's it, man.
I mean, it was
That's it.
obviously for a reason. Last second, I don't want to spoil the movie too much if anybody hasn't seen it, but it's for a purpose to go up to heavyweight. But it's kind of, here you are going from welterweight now all the way up to like middleweight, light heavyweight. So
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying being like my natural size right now. So I'm
I
not
saw
having to
recently
diet.
that you're now signed to Contenders. Are you going to be doing those fights in England, or are you going to be doing them over here in Florida?
In Florida, yeah, in Florida. So
You're
yeah,
gonna
I'm
have to
just
let me
like,
know, because that's where I am now. I'm down in Tampa,
ah,
so
that's it. That's perfect. Then yeah, I think we're doing it in Tampa or right close to there. I definitely saw that on the map when I looked.
yeah.
Um,
When are they
so yeah,
when are they planning to start running some events?
they're saying 2021 because obviously the climate right now,
Yeah.
all this crap that's happening. But yeah, fingers crossed that happens because I'm ready to fight, man. I've got started my camp off again the
So
other day.
gym, getting ready every day.
Yeah, that's it. I'm getting ready, man. Getting ready. Throwing them hands faster, sprawling quicker, all of that shit.
So let me ask you a question. So I'm not going to go in the whole mean albatross. I saw an interview where that was a joke before, but every interview I've ever seen you,
Yeah.
even in the movie, you're pretty much a nice guy.
Yeah.
How do you get the nickname Mean? It's
Because
like a light switch goes off when you go in that cage.
that's it, yeah, man. When the light switch, that's it, bro. And in the cage and in training, when I'm in training, that's it. It's no joke because this is my life on the line. When I step in that cage, so all jokes just turn off then, and it's straight serious. And people, when I was younger, I was so focused, so determined that people were like, "Shit, man, you're just pure mean, bro." And like, I was just going in there and knocking people out in like 10 seconds and stuff. And then they were like, and then I was like, "Oh shit, that's a cool name." So then yeah, I just added it.
Yeah, I was watching some highlights of some of your older fights, and like all of them, like either TKO, knockout,
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
go in there striking. You
that's it.
struggled a little bit against Shah Hussein, but even then in the second round, you came back and finished
Yeah,
him. So
that's it. Yeah, that's it, man. And that's why everyone just wants to wrestle me. So then now I've got a great wrestling coach, which I should have had before, but I didn't know where to look. So now I've got a great wrestling coach.
yeah, it's
And
called MMA. You got to be well
exactly,
rounded in everything.
that's it.
We do
That's
our
it.
roundtable show on Tuesdays, and one of the guys I have on there is professional kickboxer, Glory, all that stuff. And the other guy's a professional MMA fighter known for his grappling and stuff. So we
Yeah.
kind of cover everything. And one of the things we always talk about, because you see, like, recently you've seen it a lot with the women too. Like Durand Demi got her first sub, Cyborg got her first sub, Lauren Murphy got her first sub. These strikers all of a sudden are becoming more well-rounded, which makes them way more dangerous.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
start getting on the ground, and even MVP, he's not a ground guy, but somebody in your backyard, he fought Houston a few weeks back, and Houston like took him down, but he had a guard on him, and he didn't expect MVP to have a guard.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
and you
Yeah,
couldn't
that was
really
where
get
was
to
that?
them.
That was in Italy, wasn't it? That was Milan.
Um, I know they were in Europe on their European
Yeah.
tour, but I don't remember exactly where they were
Oh, actually,
fighting.
it might have been France. Actually,
I
that's
think it was
fine.
Paris
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
part of like a 2-day thing, and they had like Czech Congo on the next night or something like that.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that.
Bellator's been running a ton of events lately. Them and I mean, they're
Yeah,
trying UFC and them both making up for the time lost earlier in the spring.
that's it. Yeah,
It's like every week. I'm
it's crazy.
really getting excited. Like some of the fights, people like Contenders, they got their stuff coming up. Um, I did see like Tour MMA is another group that's going between countries, but they're pushing all their stuff back now to 21.
Yeah,
But you still have like CES MMA. You got a lot of promotions here in the States that are starting to run a lot more events, starting to ramp up a little bit.
good man.
Yeah, I talked to Alex Soto a lot. He's got his stuff going out in San Diego with Victory, and then down in Mexico with Lux, and
Oh, wicked man. That's what you want, man.
yeah, so
That's
all
it.
over the world it's starting to pump up. I think I saw Cage Warriors getting ready to do a card, so
Yeah, they are. They are. I think they got 3 in a row. I think that's gonna be cool as
it's a
well.
little hard for a fan though to keep up.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like I remember. So I've been doing Art of MMA now, like written interviews since 2013, and we
Yeah,
started doing the podcast recently, coming back from a hiatus. And everybody always asked to do a podcast, and one of the goals I had was kind of like we'll cover events like when they happen, like the big ones, but then we'll talk about stories and stuff going on more, especially
mm,
up and coming fighters. That's like our big thing.
yeah,
But there's so many events every week now; it's just become an event show. It's like every Tuesday, and that's why I had to separate the interviews off to Thursdays because I was like, I want to sit and talk to people like you. I want to be able to sit there and learn stories from people that you might not know.
yeah.
And so I just think it's really cool to be able to do that. But they're running so many events now; it's crazy. As a fan,
It
it's
is.
awesome, but it's also very hard to keep up with.
Yeah, all over the world, there's flipping hundreds. So, like you said, it's tough, man. It's tough.
I heard in an interview though, you said you had a fight scheduled or something, and then it got canceled or pushed back.
Yeah, that was for Contenders. That was supposed to be flipping. I think it was like April. So it was really annoying. Literally, I think it was like a week before we were supposed to fly out, and then we got all the news that everything
Was
it's
the
been
movie
like
already
shut down.
filmed and everything done by that point?
Yeah. It was filmed. I think it had already had it was preparing to do like a 1 day premiere showing. Um, and we did like a European and Canadian showing just for 1 day, where people could kind of like join us and have like there was like a round table talk at the end, where like me, John, Chuck, Jesse, I think that was it. I mean, and Christian. I think we were just there having like talks, and people could send in questions and we could talk to them. But yeah, so it was that 1 day premiere was out.
So let's talk about this movie a little bit.
Yeah.
Cagefighter, Worlds Collide. Can pretty much find it anywhere now, right? Is it completely released?
Yeah, in America, it's you can find it nearly anywhere. I think Apple TV, Google Play, Amazon Prime, PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store,
Like I
and
know they were, I remember for a while they were trying to push it off, wait for theaters, wait for theaters, wait for theaters, and
yeah,
then they just
yeah,
gave up and just put it on streaming.
yeah, because of again all of this COVID stuff, man.
Yeah.
But and in Canada, it's coming out in like 4 days, I think, on the 24th.
And it's already out there in Europe and everything. And
No, it's not out. It's not. We're gonna be. Our release is not until I think January.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, no. So, but you guys always get stuff first. So
Well,
no,
ironically, I got it way early. So I got it back in, I think I got a copy of it maybe like 2 or 3 months ago.
yeah,
And so I knew about it and I watched it and I thought it was great. And as you can see, AEW, I'm helping
yeah.
promote John's brand.
Oh yeah.
That was the only thing I had close to the movie, so I decided to wear this today. Sorry, I know it's on the bad guy team, but yeah, like it, and then like I kept waiting for it to like get more publicity for it. I didn't want to talk about it and spoil it for people
Yeah.
because normally, and this is no disrespect to the people that do cage fighting movies, UFC movies. Like Here Comes the
Yeah.
Boom was kind of fun,
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I enjoyed
but
that.
a lot of them come out really junky, really kind of crappy, and especially like the hardcore fans just bash them. This
No, it's true.
movie, this movie was different because while I think every MMA fan can kind of pick a little bit here and there from Hollywood versus real MMA, I feel like in today's climate, you could probably see something similar to that. I mean, we saw CM Punk come over.
Yeah, for sure.
So you could see somebody like John Moxley or somebody come over. Um, especially in a situation where somebody cleans out their division looking for a super fight. You saw Conor go fight Floyd Mayweather. You saw,
Yeah.
so it's possible. But I think the big thing that made this more realistic is that some of the action, I mean, you're a real life fighter. So when you're doing some of this action, you're actually trying to pull back versus like really crank on somebody. And I thought that was hilarious but when I heard some of the backstories for you talking about that, and we'll get into it, but it's just like, this felt a little bit more realistic, but it still had that nice comedic edge. It
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
had that nice fun. It wasn't overly serious, but at the same time, then it told a nice story because it was a comeback story.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Is that how you would describe it to people?
No, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I think we are trying to make it as, like you said, as realistic as possible um, in a movie. You know, it's kind of hard to make it so that MMA fighters or wrestling fans could pick it apart. But me and John, we did our best with the fights, and
How was the
we took
chemistry between you guys? Because he does that for a living, basically doing
exactly, yeah. No,
TV
it was
TV
great.
style fighting.
Yeah, it was great, and again, that was like one of my highlights getting to work with John. He's so creative with
For those at
everything.
home, John Moxley, aka Jonathan Good, is his real name.
Yeah, yeah. He's just he's so creative with everything. So when we were
Dean
when,
Ambrose with WWE, but
when we were what's it called, rehearsing, he just started throwing some cool stuff in there, and we just started vibing. And yeah, he mentioned that me and him, I could come into wrestling and we could have a pretty good match. Even though I don't know a lot of the wrestling scenes, but it's moves. But I said because I'm a fighter and a fight choreographer, and he does what he does. He said we could just wing it, and he said it would probably look pretty sick. And I was like, yeah, man, I think so. So yeah, he had good chemistry, man. It was cool.
especially in AEW, like what he's doing now is a little is it's. I mean, it's still kind of the same things as WWE, but it's definitely they have a different edge to them. They definitely try to emphasize the sport a little bit more than
Mm,
the show part of it, the entertainment part of it. It's obviously both,
yeah,
but I don't know how much you get to watch of his show, but it's definitely something like they have a lot of smaller guys too. So you coming in at 185 or 205 isn't really like unheard of.
yeah, yeah. I've been watching it. It's been cool, man. I've been enjoying it.
Did he make you a
So,
fan, or were you already a fan of wrestling?
I was a fan as a kid. Like in the UK, it came on every Saturday morning. So I used to watch it. I think it was back when it was WWF. I think that's how
Back in the Hulk
far.
Hogan days?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So I used to watch it then. Um, and then yeah, I hadn't watched it for a while. And then when I met John, I started watching it again, and I was like, man, this is flipping sick. So, so I've been watching it. My
They're
kids
doing
love
good
it.
stuff over there. It's fun to watch as a fan. It's kind of bringing things
Yeah,
back to not like back in the 90s and like early 2000s. It was really kind of at a peak where like they had a group called WCW and WWE, and they were
yeah,
going to war every week, and it was the Monday Night Wars, and it was the Attitude Era, and they're not quite at that level, but at the same time, it's fun to have competition, and it's fun to have something different to watch than just one product every week. So it's no
yeah,
different if you're an MMA fan watching UFC, and now you got Bellator, and you got Cage Warriors, and you got every promotion around the world.
yeah,
Here we
for
have
sure.
one local promotion called up in the Northeast anyway. It's called CFFC, Cage Fury,
Yeah,
and they put out a ton of fighters that go to the UFC, and it's kind of cool to see some of these regional stuff. But in the world of television, you don't always get to see all the competition, so it's kind of good to have something different on TV. I think it's good for the
yeah,
whole industry.
for sure, man. It's
So what?
enjoyable.
So I heard a story that you weren't even supposed to be the star of this movie. I heard that
Yeah.
originally you were just the stunt coordinator, and somebody fell out. Who fell out,
Um.
or
So
can
yeah,
you say?
no, I can say yeah. So at the start, I was just supposed to be the choreographer and have like a smaller role in it because I've been acting for a while. But then something happened with the lead actor's personal life, so he I don't think he was able to make it or to fly. So then
Can you
they
say who the lead actor was supposed to be?
um
You don't have
yeah,
to, but I'm curious. Like that's
yeah,
what
yeah. No, yeah, it was supposed to be Josh Herdman. He was from Harry Potter. But me and him are friends. Me and him are cool, man. We train together, and he does MMA as well. So we train together at our gym in Collinswood, which is in
okay.
South London. But yeah, so yeah, he couldn't make it for personal reasons. So then they were looking around. They were looking at certain names, some names from the MMA scene who they could call upon, and some actors. And then they were like, man, we need someone not only who can act, but we need someone who can fight and who can learn the fights within like 2 weeks. And they were like, that's kind of impossible for most people. And then they were like, well, how about we cast Alex? So I had to do some castings. It was like a week intensive, man. I had to do loads of scenes. And then at the end of the week, all the producers and the director, they came on a big call, called me, and was like, "Yeah, man, you got the role." And I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, let's go
It
do
worked
this."
out
Man.
really well. You did a great job in the movie. Like you looked comfortable. You didn't look like a fighter trying to act. You actually look like an actor. So
Oh, thank you very much.
I don't know if that's a compliment or insult for a fighter,
That's a compliment. That's a compliment.
but you look comfortable.
Yeah.
So you got to star in this movie with quite a few people. Obviously, we've already talked about John Moxley, Jonathan Good,
Mm-hmm.
who's been doing professional wrestling for a long time.
Yeah.
So he's used to the scene. You also had a couple other wrestlers in there. Christian J. Rezzo was in there.
Mm-hmm.
You had MMA legends like Chuck Liddell as your coach,
Yeah, that was
which
cool.
was insane. Like I love the scenes Chuck was doing. You had people that have been acting forever, like Gina Gershon.
Yeah.
Even the guy Elijah Baker. I can't remember what I've seen him in before, but I know I've
Yeah.
seen him in quite a few things.
Yeah, he's been in a few things for sure, man.
And then you had Luke Rockhold in there. So pretty much like who's who was in this movie. So it's definitely got some star power to go along with you being kind of a up and coming name in the business.
Yeah.
And like you said, you have been acting for a little bit, and in a few minutes, I do want to ask you about a role. I didn't even know you did it, but now I kind of want to watch the movie because heard the story about it with Devil, like,
Oh yeah.
like I kind of want to go back and watch that now because I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, oh, now
Yeah.
because I was doing my research on you. I'm prepared. I'm a professional.
Yeah, that's it.
And I was like, damn, I never heard of this movie. Now I want to go see it. Because I love like gangster movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But so how long did it take you guys to film this movie?
We done it really quite quick. I think it was only like 24 days, something like that. So it's really like rushed. Not in a bad way rushed, because like we just had to smash it out. So it's really intense. And then we came to the UK and I did only 4 days shoot, but again it's intense shooting. So I like loads of scenes getting it done. Oh yeah, we've done it, man. We smashed it out. It's early mornings, late nights. It's all worth it, man, for you guys.
Was that some of the scenes that they filmed kind of like in the house and stuff like that?
Yeah. The scenes in the house were literally again from morning till night. Same with most of the stuff in the cage as well. It's like shooting all day, all night till about 12, 1 in the night. And then getting up early again the next day, like 7 a.m. So yeah, it was busy, but it was good. It was intense.
How much time did you get to like train while you were filming? Because I know you like doing. I heard you say something like you did a little bit of training with Luke Rockhold, and you obviously were picking Chuck's brain quite a bit whenever you had the chance.
For sure, yeah. I got to train every day, which was good. But again, it was like I had to make time, so I'd wake up early, or sometimes we'd have like scenes off, so it'd be.
It looked like you bulked up a little bit for the role too.
Yeah, I did. I bulked up. I was banging the gym for a few months before, for actually a long time, for about 6 months. But that's because I just wanted to get bigger anyway. And then when they said initially I was supposed to be John's coach in the film, so I was like, John's quite a big guy. I was like, I want to get bigger, so it looks like he's being trained by some monster. And then so that's why. But yeah, I got to train with Luke, which was great. I got to do some rolling with him. And then again with Chuck, we did some like exercises and gym work and pad work, and that was really cool. Again, yeah, I got to learn so much from Chuck and from Luke, which was really cool. And again, even with John, I got to learn so much about the industry through all of those guys.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I've seen Luke do some like fight choreography movie stuff before too. So both of you are kind of in the same boat. Did they come to you for like? Did they seek you out for the fight choreography? Or is this something that somebody recommended you to them? Like
No, yeah, the Jesse. I've known Jesse, the director, for a while. For
Keanu's?
yeah, Contenders, yeah, yeah. For from when I was 18, I met him. We went to the same jiu-jitsu school, and then when I was fighting on a organization called BAMA, which
Mm-hmm.
was like at the time I was like Europe's like #1 fight promotion. I was kind of being pushed to do. I feel like being their poster boy. So like I was being sent to like all magazine shoots and all like I think they made me meet think Gunner from NXT or something like that, and I had to go and like meet him and do like a MMA meets wrestling day. And
Who'd
then
you
they
say?
said, "Oh, I've Gunner. I don't know if it's NXT or TNX or it's one of those things." It was a while ago,
It's
but I
somebody you
got it.
met.
Yeah, yeah. His name was Gunner.
He changed his name.
Oh,
I actually met him a long time ago when because
cool.
I grew up in Washington D.C. and I bartended
Yeah,
there for a long time, and
yeah.
he came into a bar I worked at one time and sat by himself. Super nice guy,
Yeah.
but he sat by himself and ate like 3 meals.
Oh shit.
Like he's just
Yeah,
jacked. Like he's
yeah.
a
He was a
former
big
former
guy.
military. He's just jacked.
Yeah,
I know
yeah. He was
exactly what
big.
you're talking about. Yeah, he's a member of a group called like the Lost Sons or something like that. All former
Right.
military.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was cool. He was really cool. Um, and then yeah, they said, "Do you want to do a movie?" And then the movie back then was actually Cagefighter, but it was the short. He was trying to get Jesse was trying to get funding for it. And then I went there and I saw it as Jesse, and Jesse's like, "Oh shit, like what's happening, man?" And then again, he cast me for that. So yeah, I've been with this movie from the jump, man, from the start. And then yeah, when the feature was coming, Jesse was like, "Man, I've got to have you doing the fight choreography." He said, "You know the deal." So I was like, "Yeah, let's do this shit, man."
Yeah, it's always good. Like we just had an interview with Nick Dilly and Anthony Burchak, our last episode, and she's trying to get into stunt work now, and she's a lifelong MMA fighter.
Yeah,
And it's just kind of a natural progression for somebody that wants to get into that stuff and still stay physical and still like do all that what most people in that industry consider fun. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
for sure. Yeah, that's it.
And get paid a little bit more for it too. Um, if you could tell me right now, tell me what the story of Reese is.
Story of Reese. I feel like he's someone who reached the top and kind of lost his way a bit. You know, he got swept up by all the glitz and the glamour. Starts neglecting his training. He feels like he's unstoppable, and you know he has to find out the hard way that no one's unstoppable. And he hits rock bottom, and then he has to climb his way back to the top, man. And you know he has to claw his way back there, but in the end he manages to do it with some obviously twists and turns in the road.
Do you think? All right, let me go ahead and say it. Spoiler alert. Do you think him kind of quitting the sport at the end before he got the fight took away from it, or do you think it kind of added to the drama?
Um,
Because I kind of felt that was a little like I thought it would have been better maybe if he had like I can't get any more fights, nobody wants to deal with me, versus him like kind of walking away.
I don't know. I see what you're saying, but I think in the MMA world, it's like if John Jones was to retire and walk away from the UFC. Oh no, sorry. If John Jones was saying he couldn't get fights on the UFC and he left the UFC, he'd get snapped up by like Bellator or ONE
Mm-hmm.
FC or someone like that. So I think him retiring gives it a bit more drama because it's his decision. You know, it's like I've had enough, and
Yeah, he kind of gave up.
yeah, he gave up, and then the fact that his wife and his manager have to persuade him, or almost persuade him to take this last fight to remind him, like, come on, you are the fucking, you're the dog's bollocks, you're good enough. Let's go.
Yeah, it's kind
So
of like an emergency replacement situation. The opponent
yeah,
dropped out. It was at
exactly,
a different weight class. It was, it was like imagine the story. You did it one way. Now let's do it in reverse.
exactly, exactly. That's it.
In real life MMA, before you ever did this fight or this movie, if somebody came up to you and said, "We want to put you in the cage with a wrestler," what would you say?
I'd say, let's go, man. So let's do it.
Really, you wouldn't do exactly what Reese did and kind of laugh it off and be like, "No way."
Nah, I'll be on it. I'll be on it, man. I know. Whoever steps in the cage, you're a serious guy, man. Because it's not fun to get in there. Well, it is fun, but it's like for normal people, you know, it's not going to be
We say every
a
week on the show that anything can happen. There was a
exactly.
fight this past week where a guy was kind of cruising. He had a couple 10-8 rounds, and
Yeah,
I think it was on Bellator. And we were talking about. I was like, in the second round, he could have clearly finished the guy, and he didn't.
yeah,
And we were like, well, maybe. And one of the fighters said, well, maybe his coach just wanted him to get in the rounds. And I was like, that's kind of crazy because in MMA, anything can happen. He could be getting in that round, in the third round, all of a sudden he gets knocked out by a shot, whether it's lucky or whatever. Like, you don't take that chance. Finish the fight. So I always kind of, anything can happen in a mixed martial arts fight, whether it's a professional wrestler. I don't care if it's CM Punk. I don't care if it's John
definitely.
Moxley.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was kind of funny when I saw Mike Jackson. I think that's the guy who fought CM Punk last. He was kind of joking around in the cage with him. Like he wasn't taking it seriously. He got ripped by Dana White and everybody after the fight.
Yeah.
Because he just cruised to an easy victory over him.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to my friends at the time. I'm like, I don't think CM Punk's a threat in the cage. Maybe if he grappled with you, but definitely not striking. But he's been training with Duke Rufus. Like, there's a chance he could catch you.
Of course, for sure.
And that's just not. I think there's always a risk. I don't care like who it is coming into that cage. Like you said, it's always something serious. So Cagefighter's coming out in Canada in 4 days. It's already out in the States via various streaming networks. I know I saw it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
You can catch it later, either I think early next year in Europe. What's next on the agenda for you? Just focusing on fighting right now, or you got more movie stuff coming?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a really good agent called Michelle. She's doing her thing, man. She's getting me in front of the right people. You know, I've had some really big castings, and that's saying a lot, like especially during this climate. So she's really working hard for me. So yeah, I'm looking to get some more roles in some big series, some big films, and also looking to fight, man. I'm ready to go. I just want to go in there and enjoy myself. I want to bring back that old Alex style, that mean style in there, just going in there and just not overthinking it, just throwing my hands and having fun, you know, knocking people out.
We gonna see some more of that wrestling next time you get in that cage?
Yeah, if they want to wrestle with me,
or do you use it more as defense?
that's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I've been working on. Yeah, I've been using that as defense. I got a really good wrestling coach, like I said. Now, Claudio, he's a beast, man. He's like 114 kilos. So when he lays on you, he sorry, my kids are in the room.
It's all good.
And yeah, when he lays
that's
on
why
you,
I record the time of day I do, because mine's in school. So
that's it.
It's also why I'm not doing any shows next week during Thanksgiving. I'm like, everybody enjoy time with your loved ones. We'll see you when the holiday's over.
Yeah, that's it.
Now your kid just threw me all off.
So,
the opponent you were talking about fighting in April, is that who you're going to be matched up again in 21, or are you going to probably get somebody new?
I'm not sure. Hopefully we get to fight. It's someone from Florida, so I don't know. I don't actually know who he is. I just know that he's they said he's a good opponent for me. He's a light heavyweight.
Normally, Tapology shows like the canceled bouts, but it doesn't even show up on that one.
I don't
Maybe
know,
because it was never signed. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, no, I did sign a contract. No, I signed my contract with Contenders, but yeah, we didn't sign a fight contract yet. So yeah, that's probably why then. But yeah, that was for the title. So hopefully, the next fight with Contenders will be.
I couldn't find any footage of it. What happened in that last fight with Mick Stanton?
With Mick Stanton, it was just a wrestling. It's on YouTube. If you look, it's on Cage Warriors YouTube.
Okay, well, I look on Cage Warriors. I was looking on just looking you up on YouTube, and a lot of 2017 fights and stuff came up. But.
Yeah, it is on there. But the Mick Stanton fight, it was he just wrestled me, man.
Just a bad matchup.
Yeah, you know what? I made it a bad matchup. I should have took it more seriously. There's many things I should have done, you know. I think my weight as well was rubbish at the time because I was just dieting hard. And I think I came in under by like 2 kg. So I was like in the fight at like 82 and Mick Stanton was like 90. So he had a good weight advantage. And I should have stuck to my game plan, like I said. Every time when I hit him, he dropped, and then I went back down with him, and then he was just grappling me, and then they took a point away for some. They said it was an illegal elbow, and then I was just like, you know what? Ah, fuck this fight, man. And then it just went to a decision, and I lost on grappling.
If you guys ran it back, you'd finish him.
If we ran it back, it'd be a good fight. I'd look to finish him for sure. That's what I want to do. But yeah, I don't know if we'd ever run it back. But yeah, let's see what happens.
With everything going on in the world, with all the, I don't want to say the word because every time I say the word, Google doesn't let me advertise the show. But with everything going on in the world, I'll leave it at that. When you get to Florida, are you going to be like training with some local camps down here, or are you going to keep your same crew from the UK?
Probably
Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, and probably from the UK. I was working before with All Stars in Sweden, so if it's a big fight, that's probably where I'll head because it's closer.
The Gustafsson camp.
Yeah, the Gustafsson camp. Yeah, it's closer.
Shemaev, man, that guy is killing it right now.
Exactly. Yeah, I trained with him, man. He's legit. He's a beast. I had told a story like last time when I went out there, and they said, this is like the prodigy type guy, and I was like, cool, man. They put me with him, and we were striking, and I was like, this guy's okay. I was like, he's not as good as I thought he was. And then as soon as he grabbed me and took me down, oh my gosh, I was like a rag doll. I couldn't do anything. He was just throwing me around, punching me, flipping, controlling me like I was a baby. And I was like, okay, no, this guy's legit. This guy is serious, man. And now his hands look even better. So I was like, shit.
Yeah, I watched that John Phillips fight in the beginning when he first debuted, and because we had John Phillips on Art of MMA a long time ago for an interview.
Yeah.
And back before he ever made his UFC debut, and he had some problems like getting his visa and some other stuff, so it took him a while to get his UFC debut.
Yeah.
But he just manhandled him.
Yeah, and John's a strong guy.
Yeah, very strong. Like he can knock you out anytime. Like he just manhandled him. And now they're funny enough, they're like best friends. That's what I love about MMA.
Yeah.
I saw him like behind the scenes for like a show, and he was like helping John with some grappling techniques and like do this, do that. And it was kind of cool. That's one thing I always loved. Like I remember like when Cowboy and Nico Price went to war, and then like the next day they went out to breakfast.
Yeah, that's nice. That's it.
I mean, MMA can be bad blood. Don't get me wrong. You have your Colby Covingtons and other people that you just want to punch in the face. But one thing is, like most fighters, they tend to have some respect for each other, especially after beating the crap out of each other for however long they do it. So
yeah, no, for sure, man. You're warrior stepping in there, and you're both putting it on the line. So afterwards, yeah, to be cool and friends is definitely how it should be.
So you're going to be down in Contenders. You're going to fight. How many fights you got signed for them?
Just two fights.
2 fights. Are they both going to be next year, or is that what they promised?
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully they are just a couple months apart. That's why I want to be active fighting, active acting. Just keep pushing, man. Keep going.
You still have a relationship with Cage Warriors and stuff?
Yeah, they're cool. I don't have a problem with Cage Warriors. But
so after these 2 fights, you might come back. If you don't get up to the big boys.
No, not unless it's not unless we have some certain agreements, but arrangements in place. But no, I probably won't go back to Cage Warriors. Well, I'm not gonna say never, but I'm just saying I don't think so.
Has anybody from Bellator or the UFC reached out to you?
Yeah, before my Craig White fight, I was in talks with someone from UFC. And you saw Craig White got the call up and he fought Neil Magny, so that's a shame that I missed out on that opportunity. And
you just got caught in a bad position in that fight. That's all that was.
Yeah, no. I wasn't myself. I looked shit when I watched back. I'm like, fuck, man, that was terrible. But yeah, man, everyone has a bad days in the office. That's what it is, isn't it? It's just.
Unfortunately, though, when you have a bad day in the cage, you get beat up. So
it's exactly.
A little different than having a bad day in the office. You have a bad day in the cage. That's sometimes your lights out. Sometimes you get choked out. That's not a good time to have a bad day.
Exactly. But yeah,
that fight though was at 170, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was at 170. I look thin as a rake, man.
So you feel a lot better now at 205? Like,
yeah, for sure, man.
You don't have to cut weight. You can just really kind of go in there and be comfortable.
That's it. Yeah, feeling great, man. And this week, like I said, I started training with my old boxing coach, and he's been training like people like Jimmy Manuel, who's in the UFC as well. And I feel like that's
Is Jimmy still in the UFC? I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I ain't seen him for a while either. I think he's just taking some time off.
He had like that bad knockout, and I really haven't seen him.
Yeah. I think he's just taking his time off, but he's looking good, man. He's looking sharp. So
I'd like to see him back in the cage. He's always been entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. He's got that power, man. He's a knockout artist, So it's always good to see him back in the cage for sure.
I can't remember who knocked him out. Was it Corey Anderson?
I'm not sure, man. He fought some tough guys. So
I mean, that 205 in the UFC is a murderer's row.
Oh, it is. It's dangerous.
I mean, insane. even with John out of the picture now, Blachowicz is super tough. Reyes is technical.
Yeah,
Thiago hits with hammers.
Yeah,
can't wait to see him and Rockhold fight next year.
Yeah,
Glover's just a.
I know. I was surprised at Glover the other day, man. That's crazy.
Every one of us picked Thiago, and And the last thing I've seen Glover for the last 3 or 4 fights just get completely hammered.
Yeah,
he just somehow just keeps coming forward. It's just like a machine. Like you just there's a dog in him that he just does not. And it's sad because like I really don't like. I feel bad for when Glover gets to about like in his upper age, like 60, 70. I know people that know him personally, and he already kind of has some kind of slur to his speech, and he's already kind of a little bit mumbled with some of his words, and I feel bad for him because he just takes so many like shots. But I mean, that's what he signs up for. That's what he loves to do, and he keeps on winning even at 41 years old. I mean, damn.
Yeah, that's it. And against some monsters that he's beating.
Yeah, no, he's not fighting like cans. Like he's fighting monsters.
Yeah.
Who's your dream fight? If you had a chance to line up with anybody right now.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Besides John Moxley.
AEW, let's go.
You owe him a tiebreaker. It's 1-1.
Yeah, that's 1-1. Let's go, man. Let's do it.
Is that Cagefighter? Is that safe for Cagefighter too?
Yeah. Let's make it a big one as well. My dream fight. Shit, man. Let's put me on the spot. There's a lot of people I'd like to fight.
That shouldn't be putting you on the spot. You've been thinking about this every time you go to sleep.
No,
when you go to sleep, you're picturing punching somebody in the face.
I have like wrestling fights in my head now. Like all the time I think about, like you said, John Moxley, The Rock, all of those type of people. They're the people I want to fight now.
It's funny you mentioned The Rock. I had one of his co-stars on yesterday, Donovan Carter, on the show Ballers.
Yeah, oh, nice, yeah.
And he's kind of going through what you're going through. Like, he got his big break, and now he's like, because of the situation in the world, it's so hard for him to like get auditions, get like, you actually have a step up on him from what it sounds like, because you've been getting more like offers, but it's like one of those things where he comes from an athletic background. He's a former real life football player before he ever got that show. Yeah. And now like he's doing auditions. Like I actually interviewed him coming back from an audition yesterday.
Oh, crazy.
But with the situation in the world, it's so hard. Like I think fighting's actually probably the easier path for you right now than Hollywood because of the way everything's getting postponed and pushed back. And I mean, I don't know how easy it is for you, but it sounds like it's pretty tough out there in Hollywood right now getting some of these roles.
Yeah, no, for sure. Of course, a lot of productions have been shut down, or they've, like you said, they've been pushed back to 2021. So yeah, people are finding it tough right now to get.
Do you have commitments? Like when that movie comes out in Europe, do you have like premiere commitments and stuff you have to do that's going to take away from your training?
I did, but because of all of this stuff, I doubt that they're going to happen. Like I had commitments to go to other places, but it's obviously it didn't happen because of what's been going on in the world. So yeah, I'm not sure if I will have to do them.
When you get to Florida, are they going to have you like ringside to a show to like promote the movie?
Yeah, man, probably they're going to have Chuck there. I was going to try and get John out because John said he was interested in coming as well. So yeah, man, I'm going to have.
I was talking about his show, like because they're right there in Jacksonville.
Whose show?
AEW.
John's. Oh, is it a flip, man? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're every week because of the situation. They're every week in Jacksonville, Florida, at Daly's place, which is at the stadium the Jaguars play, because Tony Khan, who owns AEW, is part of Jacksonville Jaguars, and his brother is the main owner of the Jaguars.
Damn.
So they've been running out of that stadium, like in a little like side area called Daly's place, every week, and they're starting to like allow a few fans like socially distanced.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
But yeah, they're there right there in northern Florida. So if you're gonna be there fighting, you might as well pull up, promote the movie, and make some more money.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm on that, man. I think I was supposed to fly in on a Wednesday, um, and then only have like 2 days, and then fight. Then I think fly back the day after, so it'll be tight. But if the show's in the evening, then hopefully I'll be able to make it.
That'd be cool. Do you know where the fight's gonna be? Like what
Um,
what part of the state?
Man, I'm terrible, man. I know I think they said something like the Civic Center or Civic Arena or something. I'm not
But is it
sure.
gonna be like in Jacksonville, Orlando, Miami, Tampa?
No, it's definitely it's. I think it's in Tampa. Yeah,
Okay,
I think it's in Tampa. Yeah,
so
I'm
maybe
pretty sure.
Amalie Arena, maybe.
Yeah, they definitely said it's going to be an arena show. So yeah.
You're gonna have to send me. You're gonna
So,
have to email me the details. So if I don't know if they'll allow fans, but if they do, I want to be there. So
yeah, for sure,
that's like
100%.
20
I'll
minutes
make
from my
sure.
house. So
Yeah, I know. I'll make sure, bro. I'll make sure.
I'll
100%.
try to skip the beach that day for you.
Thanks, bro.
I love this time of year, man. It's cold back home. Everybody's freezing. I'm sitting there like 75, 80. I'm kind of sweating a little bit. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, that's it, man. Here it's freezing, man.
shit. You
It's
come down
cold.
here, you ain't going back.
That's it. That's it. I'll bring the whole family out, man.
Yeah, just send the whole cheaper cost of living, everything. Only thing the biggest benefit you have over there is the healthcare.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But just keep
No,
your
that's it.
citizenship. Just go back when you need healthcare.
Yeah, I'll try. Try to get dual citizenship.
All right, Alex. I'll let you get going. Real quick, promote the movie and tell people where they can find you on social media and all that good stuff.
So if you're in America, you can watch Cagefighter Worlds Collide on almost any VOD platform. In Canada, it's coming out on the 24th. Europe and the UK are coming out soon. Just hold on, man. You won't be disappointed. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's alex.montagnani. And Twitter, Alex_Montagnani. So,
Awesome,
yeah,
man. I appreciate it. You've been slipping bootlegs of the movie to your friends in the UK,
man. No, I haven't.
teaching them how to use proxy so they can download it from the States.
Yeah, exactly. Some of that stuff. Some of that good stuff.
All right. Alex, thank you so much, man. Good luck to everything. Let me know
Thank
when
you,
that
bro.
fight's coming. I'll make sure I promote it on the show for you. And I will definitely try to be in attendance. Everybody go watch Cagefighter. It's available here in America.
Yes.
Any streaming platform, like you said. I know it very well that it's on Amazon Prime, so you can definitely check it out there.
For sure.
Thank you so much, Alex. Best of luck.
No,
And,
thank you, man.
ladies and gentlemen, this is Art of MMA.
Cheers.